Hello again, my dear sweet fantasy football friends and neighbors. It's Brian Dunkleman along with John Burrell as we fly into this NFL's week 11. John, it's the number of angels. I don't need to tell you about that. But first, we got to talk about week 10. John, I've been applying plenty of salve and replacing my bandages regularly. How's your ass after that Sunday?
It's in the hole. It's in the hole.
Very sore. I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't even want to talk about football right now. Let's just talk about the tragically hip. Who cares?
Hey,
That's our next podcast, by the way. That's a tease. That's what we call a little bit of a hard tease. John, I don't even know where to start.
can't be Nashville every night.
It really can't be Nashville every night. But, one day in El Paso, the cops went into the crowd and they caused Josh Allen to fumble the snap on the 1-inch yard line. Oh, my
Second
God.
time in his career.
Did he do that for the second time? I don't know. I block it out. But, boy, nobody is a bigger Josh Allen fan than me. I've been a supporter since the beginning. I love the kid. But, man, can we please get it together and stop throwing interceptions? That's 4 in the red zone in 2 games, John. Not all is not well in Buffalo Bills land.
Situational football. I believe in our coaching staff wholeheartedly.
Me too.
People make mistakes, but something that my team always practiced. I was a college football coach for 21 years.
That's
head
right.
coach for
Legit.
10.
Legit.
Head coach for 10. On that 1-inch line, tell Josh Allen to step away from the snap and let the center fire it into the back of the end zone for 2 points. Then you get to safely punt from the 20-yard line.
Thought about that too. How much time was left?
A lot, but you've got a pretty good defense to rely on.
Yeah. Unless Justin Jefferson is, I don't understand. I don't understand how he caught that ball. I don't get it. It's disgusting. And you know what, John? Look, I've been thinking long and hard about this. Forget NFL team. Can you think of a professional sports team in the modern era that has had more devastating, freakish, horrific endings to game than the Buffalo Bills? It's just nonstop. Let's just say over the last 30 to 40 years, who's gotten more bad beats than we have?
Immediately after the game, I went to our local grocery store and I was sitting there looking for some gluten-free crackers to replace that I had eaten accidentally. And
you're living your best life, John.
Absolutely. A woman walked into the aisle with a old school Bills logo sweater on. And I said, "Did you just watch the Bills game?" I said, "Yeah, I did. It's not easy to be a Bills fan." I said, no, it's not.
The pain. Well, there isn't just pain for us as Bills fans. There's pain for us in our teams, John. It was a fun stay up top. For 2 weeks, I was in first place. I am no longer in first place. How bad was my week? Well, you and I had the same exact amount of points. That's how bad my week is. Hey, I'm not worried. I remember the first 4 weeks of this season. I was hovering around 30, and that's what we both got. 30. I'm going to pull up our standings. Oh, lumpy. She's lump. Steve is now in first place, ahead of me by 24 points with a grand total of 596. I'm still holding on to a pretty decent lead in second. Ass Kickers making a nice run at 535. And then the Deadheads are in fourth, 490. My poor brother just going downhill fast. And we like to see that. And John, you are 2 points away from that cold, dank, dark basement. And we're keeping you out of there, buddy.
I was in the basement on Sunday night.
You were. What'd you have last night?
Until the Monday games came around, I was in the basement.
Look,
and I ended up getting 9 on Monday night.
We live in a state of gratitude instead of resentment, and that's why I'm so damn happy now, John. I only lived in misery for a few decades. I got to tell you what, when you have 3 points, 3, John, not only that devastating Bills loss, Cordero Patterson, what he rushed 5 times on Thursday. Don't start players on Thursday night. Doesn't matter. Just as a hard and fast rule, don't start them. Sunday was terrible for me. I had 0 points on Sunday. I actually only had 3 points. 3. So having 3 going into Monday night, and I had Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. AJ Brown did not show up, but Jalen did. 27 to give me 30 for the week. And man, did I sigh a big sigh of relief over that, because nobody wants 3 points. That's devastating. 30, I can take that hit. But Steve with 79, I'm going to take a look at my scores. It won't take long, John. There's not a lot to add up. As I said, Jalen Hurts played amazing in the first half. Could have had more points. Threw a very costly deep interception to my guy, AJ Brown. And then they had like a 9-minute drive. Take nothing away from Washington. They played well, and that's the first time the Philadelphia Eagles have had to play in the second half. All their games have been wrapped up. So I've got Jalen Hurts. Thank you, Jalen, with 27. And then Kamara. Look, if I have Kamara and Tyreek Hill, not Tyreek Hill, Taysom Hill. I wish I had Tyreek Hill. He actually touches the ball. I'm screwed. I'm going to have to change my team name from the Taysom Bitches to something else ridiculously clever. Because if I get blanked in New Orleans, I'm not going to have a good week. And I am not going to win this league unless it gets going there. And let's just put it this way. We've expressed our love for Andy Dalton. He's really bad at playing quarterback. Really bad. It's over. Stop it. I don't know why they're not pulling him. They obviously hate Jameis.
Jameis is going to start this week.
Did they announce it?
No, it's they're talking about it.
Look, put in Taysom. And not just because I have him and get those sweet
New
double
Orleans
points.
is sinking.
New Orleans is sinking. And I do want to swim, John, because if I keep swimming, I get $2,700.
Swim!
That's another one. Swim! That's another Tragically Hip reference. We will make them your favorite band. Our next podcast is going to be all about the origin of our favorite band, the Tragically Hip. And that's it. I got nothing else to add up, John. I got DeAndre Hopkins. He got nothing. Butker. Hey, bye-bye. Buttfucker. You're gone. He will be off my team as soon as those waivers go through. 6-6-3. That is not a good 3 weeks. That's basically, when you have 9 points in 2 weeks from your kicker, it's time to make a move. And when you have a high-powered offense like that, they're going to go for it on 4th down, and they're going to score a lot of touchdowns. And he's missed 2 extra points in 2 weeks. So bye-bye, Butter.
Bye-bye.
You're gone.
Bye-bye.
I had Julio down by the schoolyard with 9 points. Who am I going to sit? I can't. We've established this. Taysom Hill had 66 points in 1 week. I can't sit him for the rest of the year. It's ride or die with you, Taysom. Hey, speaking of 30, let's look at John's team. Because exactly that same amount. Hey, big cause for celebration, John. You got points from your quarterback.
15. Did you see him play in the first half?
I did not. I don't think I watched much of that game.
Awful.
He's not good.
No.
He's definitely not good. Atlanta's not fun to watch.
He will not be on my team tomorrow at this time.
Oh, I can't wait.
Steve texted me today. Said, still interested in Geno?
Oh, there you go. We got a little trade action before that Thanksgiving deadline, which is coming up next Thursday.
And then he did say, when is the deadline? I said, Thanksgiving. I said, hey, Lump, call me. Do you know my number?
No.
Feel free to call.
He texted it.
Yeah.
Even though he texted it, he still doesn't know he can call that number. Slammed you, Steve. What are you going to do about it? You suck. Mariota with 15 points. Congratulations. I do believe
Mariota
had 0 2 weeks in a row. Go through your team, John. It's not going to take long.
I missed a little gadget play with the Buccaneers. I heard that Leonard Fournette tried to throw a pass to Tom Brady, but it didn't work out.
He did.
I didn't see that.
And that skinny, gangly bitch tripped over his own feet, fell in his face. I love it. You're done, Brady.
But Leonard did get me another 6.
Plugging along.
And
he is hurt, though. We got to check on his injury status.
He is hurt, but they have a bye this week?
They do have a bye this week. Derrick Henry finally did not score.
No, he did not. And I started the right running back from the Washington, what are they called? Commanders.
Whatever. Whatever. I'm sorry, but if you watch that game, I'm telling you right now, the remaining living 72 Dolphins players, they paid those refs off. They're popping their champagne every year. It pisses me off. I hate their stupid tradition. Fuck you, Dolphins. What a terrible ref. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You can't make that call when you cannot make that call at the end of the game. The guy's you can't hold up. You can't weigh 300 pounds and all of a sudden put the brakes on. You can't do it. And nice acting job, Heineke. Really, you should be in my profession because that was stupid. Good for you. Good for you.
Oh, good for you.
Who cares? You left a couple on the bench, Johnny.
While we're still on the team scoring, I got my own kicker issues. I got a team that's going to go for it on fourth down and is going to score a lot of points and only kick extra points. So Elliott is going to join Butker on the bench tomorrow.
Elliott. Good. You guys can, why don't you do a buddy comedy? Elliott and Butker. Fuck both of you. You're terrible. And you got Brian Robinson. Man, that kid runs hard. John, I don't think I've ever noticed a season of football where guys just don't go down. I've never seen more attempted gang tackles in my life. What do you attribute that to? You were a coach for a long time. Is it the lower body workouts? I mean, their lower body, their legs are so strong. The guys don't go down. They got 5 guys draped over them. It's really crazy. It doesn't seem like it's a lack of effort.
First of all, when you don't practice, no, but when you don't, there is no contact in practice. There's no practicing of tackling. So, you know, you're just winging it on game day. Hey, how do I do this? How do I bring this guy down? He's pretty large.
Just grab him and hold on, and then they ride for another 7 yards. All right, well, we put it off long enough. Hey, congratulations, Lump. You finally picked the right quarterback. Look, I'm going to say it right now. You don't see a quarterback have back-to-back 50 burgers in this league or any other league. And if this continues, it's a race for second. I'll say it right now. I've seen this happen before. I've seen this happen when just a couple years ago when Carl, we have not thrown up a picture of Carl of the Mansfield Mob. That's how nondescript his 10 weeks of this season. He's just been completely invisible because he has done nothing noteworthy. We'll throw him up. We'll throw him up on the YouTube channel on the video. But my God, Fields, 54 points. I was talking about Carl when he had Murray's breakout year. I was hoping I'd have it with Hurt's breakout year. We've seen it with Michael Vick, the year I traded him to the Deadheads, and then went on to have his career year where he had 700 points one Monday night. Why did I trade him? I had Manning. Okay. Check the stats back there. Manning was the number one quarterback in fantasy. No, not Eli. Eli Manning is. I don't believe I've ever rostered Eli Manning, although he will always love you for keeping 2 rings off of skinny ass I've got AIDS Brady. You're not going to cancel us. You're not even listening. There aren't enough people watching or listening to us for us to get canceled. So we have immunity. Justin Fields, 54 points after he had 50 the week before. That's a lot of points. A 50-yard throw, a 67-yard run. That's 2 24-point plays in 2 weeks. That is rare. And then look at the rest of his team. There isn't a whole lot there. Eckler did not score. Walker did not score. Jefferson.
Devontae finally did.
Devontae Adams is heating up the last 2 weeks, although his quarterback looks like a broken man.
Thank God Jefferson only scored 1 touchdown against us.
God, he could have had more. You know,
is he the best receiver in the league right now?
I think it's pretty hard not to say he is. I mean, Jamar Chase is in the ice bath right now. But a little bit of a statement for Justin Jefferson because we're the reason that he's in Minnesota. I mean, that would have been our pick, and he really let us know you can't take anything away from that performance. And you know what? Who's the DB? He said if I bat the ball down, we win the game.
Yeah.
Didn't think that. I didn't think that when I saw it. We were all in disbelief. He had the ball. He had it in his hands. You go for the interception. You know, look, I don't know. I saw a petition going around with people telling Josh it's okay. He doesn't need that.
Oh, yeah. Petition from moms.
Okay.
Like,
I'm sure he's thinking about all you moms out there and how much you love him.
I love him so much.
I know you do.
But Josh is going to be fine. Again, this season comes down to who's healthy and who's hot at the end. I'd like to win our division.
Hey, we're in 3rd place in the division.
We're in 3rd place.
One game ahead of the Patriots.
Now let's talk about, it's not just the AFC East, it's the NFC East, who has also been known as the NFC least. Is every team have a winning record in both of those divisions? That's crazy because we're looking, the Souths look disgusting. The Wests aren't that great. The East, I used to think the West was the best, but I'm feeling homesick for the East Coast, buddy. Derek Carr, 18, Geno Smith, 18. John, that'd be the high points out of quarterback for you on any given week this season, I believe. You might
No, it's not true. I've had 21 twice.
I'm so sorry. That's so insulting. I cheated you out of 3 points.
You did.
I was trying to talk you into. I texted you. I said pick up Sussel Wilson. He's your best shot.
Did.
I don't know if he did he score? I don't know what his problem is. He's terrible as well, but and then you texted back, my quarterback's pretty good. And I said, 15, John?
I was kidding. I texted that in the first half when he was throwing interceptions into headwinds that just were, his first half was so bad. That was complete sarcasm, but you weren't watching, so it went right over your head.
Sarcasm
by the way,
doesn't come through in texts.
My quarterback for the season, 10 weeks in, I have 84 points from my quarterback. And it's not quarterback. I have started 4 different quarterbacks.
You're like the Bills before Allen got there. What do we have?
Yes.
30 starting quarterbacks when Brady was the only one that played for the
I'm going to start EJ. I'm going to start EJ Manuel next week.
Is he still available? Is there any quarterbacks out there with just initials? Because for a while, we didn't want to pick anybody with a first name. Initials only. That was our system. And it did not work. Look, I'm disgusted after that game. I hope we get right. If the Dolphins can lay down 39 on the hapless Browns, it better be an ass beating. And the thing is, we didn't even think Josh was going to play. We didn't even think he was going to play. He looked completely unaffected. He's just a stud. He's so good. Why did he throw that last ball? It was over a minute left. There was no reason to do it.
I don't know.
Nobody feels worse than him.
He's played terribly for not terribly, but he's made terrible mistakes reverting back to 2018 for the last 3 weeks in a row.
Yes, in between stretches of absolutely brilliant quarterback play with his throws and his runs, but then you just can't make the mistakes. And you know what? How many weeks ago did you read a couple headlines? It's official. The only one that can beat the Bills is themselves. I'm like, don't write that. Don't write that. Yep. We've been beating ourselves for decades. We don't need you to point that shit out. So listen,
pretty good at it.
Thank you, Lumpy, for not starting Justin Fields the last 2 weeks because your lead would be commanding. He'd have a 70-point week right now. We appreciate it, Lump. You know what? Let's take a look at some young guy who we still are not sure exists. Nobody's met him. I'm related to him, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm related to everybody. We're convinced Carl's wife has a team and he's just running both of them. Some young guy does not exist, but he had a pretty good week. He had Burrow on the bye. He's got tagged. I'm not going to say it. I don't care. He's got Tua, 24 points. Devin Singletary, 12 points. Look, John.
Devin had a nice first half.
He really did.
They decided not to give him the ball anymore. Another coaching mistake.
4 minutes left. Why don't we? Oh, we're going to throw. Is that what you're going to do? I don't understand it. Give the ball to Devin. He's breaking off 8 yards. What's he averaging to carry? It's ridiculous. He was doing very well. I don't understand why this team refuses to run the clock out at the end when they have a lead. I don't know why they drafted. I don't know why they traded for Naheem Hine. I guess they just really wanted another punt returner because that's all he's doing. He's sitting on my roster, taking up space. But I don't know. Maybe a Kareem Hunt would have looked good in that backfield in the fourth quarter, just banging away. I don't know what the thought process is there. I will trust the process, but I really do not want to lose again. Josh Jacobs, 6 points, boring. Swift, he plays for the first time in 6 weeks. Looks like he is just flat out injury prone. Sometimes you just get a guy who can't stay healthy. That looks to be DeAndre Swift. It's too bad. Hey, congratulations, Detroit. Congratulations. You get one more week. Christian Kirk playing well. You gotta lose your mind. 15 points from Kirk. Dan Carlson. Ooh, I wonder if he might be let go. Another guy rocking two
Mhm.
kickers. Steve Kears, by the way, did not drop a kick. He has two kickers and three quarterbacks. He's winning the league.
And he's in first. He knows what he's doing.
How disgusting. Now let take into account, he was what? I had a 48-point week. And in 2 weeks, Steve has he's decimated that league, and now he's up by 24. That can't happen in your league. That can't happen in
No.
your stupid head-to-head. What are you couple of you losers in your head-to-head leagues got 1 week left? You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Do you even watch? What do you do when you're out of it? You have a consolation game? Oh, they forgot the consolation round. How stupid. Stop playing head-to-head and start playing with us. Not a bad week from some young guy who, ballsy move, he benches Herbert. Herbert, who he took in John with the 3rd pick, I believe. That's
Believe
crazy.
so.
What a crazy season this has been. I'm disgusted. I need this taste out of my mouth. I don't think I have anybody on Thursday. John, I'll be watching the games in Florida on Sunday. Your podcast partner booked a gig. Can't talk about it, but it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be doing a little acting with a professional PGA golfer, by the way. You'll have to guess who it is. We'll talk about it when I'm allowed to. But
I
Donkey's
hope it's
working.
John Daly. I
It's
hope it's
not.
John Daly.
It's not. I wish it was. Because I think that I could put away some Budweisers with that guy. I'll start smoking again if I hang out with John Daly. Omaha Steaks and the prodigal comes home. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. They were number 1 and number 2, and they had the weeks of 21 and 27. Not good. As I said, oh my God. You know what, John? I've learned to handle life's adversity a lot different, because when that game is on, I'm screaming. I'm screaming a lot of cheering and let's go, and it's not negative. As soon as he threw that touchdown, I put my shoes on and I walked out the door, and I went on a nice long walk. I didn't make a peep. Not a peep, John. Then I came home to watch just in time to see Arizona score a touchdown. Oh, it blew the whistle. He blew the whistle. There's 9 points that would have looked real good on my team when you're sitting there with 3. Did I get mad? No. I just sat and watched DeAndre Hopkins do nothing. And then I watched the late game. And then I sat in quiet confidence all day Monday thinking, I'm not going to have single-digit week. I've got Jalen Hurts.
Yep. That's
I'm
right.
going to have 48 points tonight. That's going to put me at 51 for the week. That did not happen. It could have happened. It could have happened. It was just a minute. Look, they ran 7 plays. They ran like 7 plays in the first half. Taking nothing away from Washington. Maybe they have the blueprint on how to beat the Eagles now. Just, stay in the game and make them play in the second half. That seems to be it. I'm going to take a little look ahead to the second round. John, what do you feel like talking about? I just want this week's taste out of my mouth very badly. I want to
talk a little bit about officiating, and having been a coach, officials have a very difficult job.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it in conjunction with the Bills' loss, because for any Bills fans out there that are like, well, how did we lose? Why did we lose? Whatever. We should have never even gotten to overtime, because there were 2 egregious calls in that game. When we stopped them at the 1-inch line, we had 12 guys on the field. Was not
I didn't even
called.
see that. I thought you were talking about Gabe's catch. That wasn't a catch.
No, we had 12. We had the 12 guys on the field when we made the tackle for a loss at the 1-inch line.
How'd they miss
And
that?
Gabe's catch was.
Yeah.
It was not an obvious not catch, but within 2 minutes, there's no coach throwing the red flag. It's an automatic booth review, and it didn't happen.
No, and it should have happened. And in real time, it looked good. But, man, that was definitely not a good – that was not a catch.
Yeah.
We had our chances.
Where did Gabe, where are you, Gabe? Gabe, you –
Gabe, Gabe, I'm leaving. What are you doing? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Stick.
Sticks up my ass. Come on, Bills. All right, we got some big teams on a bye. We got affecting you. Leonard is on a bye. Tampa Bay. Seattle is on a bye. Ooh, so you can't. You're trading for. You know what? You might be able to get Geno on the cheap. Get rid of. I don't know who. Here's the thing. I don't want you to help Steve's team. Can we give him
I don't
somebody?
want. I don't want Gino. I don't
What?
want Gino. I'll give you a little inside info on who I'm getting tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Well, we can't talk
Or-
about it. We got the Dolphins. They're on a bye in Jacksonville. If you're starting anybody on Jacksonville, well, you're Tom Lizotte because he's got ETN. ETN. I am wondering if Jamar Chase is going to make his triumphant return because that puts me in a conundrum at the receiver position. As I've said, Taysom is on my team. I can't do anything. I'm locked in with him, and that gives me AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, and DeAndre Hopkins. Who would you sit in a touchdown only league? Would you sit Taysom? Because I can't do it. I won't do it. I've been burned by the universe too many times, John. I will be happier losing this league and starting Taysom every week for the rest of the year than I will be if I win the league and he like has a massive week and I leave it on the bench. I don't get over stuff like that. It ruins my week.
Right.
Tennessee at Green Bay, Thursday night game. Do not start anybody.
I'm starting Derrick Henry. Damn it! I'm starting Derrick Henry.
Mark it down. Dalton Hilliard scores an 18-pointer this week. Mark it down. Boy, that kid in Green Bay, what's his name? He's a monster. He's a Watson's a big boy. I bet
he'll be on my team tomorrow.
Oh, will he? Well, let's
Yes,
see.
he
Jeff
will.
Golly. I think Jeff didn't make a transaction.
Doug Jolly.
Jeff Golly, Doug Jolly, Jeff Golly. He doesn't. I don't know. I think he's content to stay in the basement.
Jeff's
That's it.
dog just
He's
died.
from Hardy Stock.
Jeff's-
He can handle it down there. John,
His-
I don't worry about you. Golly can handle it down there in that cold, damp, dark basement. He
Golly's dog just died. Literally.
Oh, that's shouts out to Jeff's dog. That sucks. Our
Yeah,
sympathies.
so his mind is elsewhere.
Nobody likes a dead dog.
Kenya was a great dog.
Did you ever listen to the Dr. Demento as a child?
No, I'm
The
vaguely familiar.
the Dr. Demento show, a lot of kind of twisted, funny songs. And I specifically remember one. And when you have 6 older brothers, you're privy to things that you shouldn't be. And I do remember very vividly one song on Dr. Demento, Dead Puppies Aren't Much Fun. That was a song. I was 7, 8. I was not old enough to be listening to
Yeah,
it.
you had a different childhood than I did.
My puppy died late last fall. He's still rotting in the hall. Dead puppies. Everybody, like that was a song. I can't remember anybody's name.
Hey, this is
that
a
I've met,
podcast, not an audition.
but I can remember the lyrics to Dead Puppies Are Not Much Fun. Shouts out. We pour a little out for Golly's dead puppy. What was the dog's name?
Kenya,
Tanya.
German
Kenya?
Shepherd.
Apparently you can't. John, I can't
Too
stop.
Too soon.
Can't stop the jokes. Now wait a minute. When you texted me, is there anybody out there? Does that mean, and you said I'm watching Dunkioki videos, does that mean that you're still on Pink Floyd?
No.
Okay.
Just
Are you caught
wondering
up
where
then?
you were. I am currently all caught up with All Lost in the Supermarket and the Magnificent Seven, wondering when I'm going to hear Straight to Hell.
Well, John, maybe if you go through the archives, you realize that I laid down Straight to Hell about maybe a year and a half ago.
If there was an actual archive that I could like do a
Are you
decimal system search.
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah.
At the Brian Dunkleman on Instagram. Brian
And then I
Dunkleman on
gotta
Facebook.
scroll like through 7,000 posts.
Well, yeah, there's 140 Dunkioki and
not
Straight to
getting
Hell. I'll
Not
send it to
getting
you.
that.
Straight to Hell was done a long time ago. I don't put that back in. It's a brand new week. I do believe tomorrow. Who's dropping tomorrow? Little Jimmy Jazz, followed up by the Guns of Brixton.
Nice.
What else did I have? Oh
Did
no,
you?
I'm sorry. Tomorrow, John. I'm sorry, but tomorrow is going to be a public service announcement with guitar. Is it with guitar or with guitars? I think it's with guitar. Sometimes they don't get the lyrics.
I think it's with guitar.
I think it is too.
You
But
know you're
sometimes the
right.
lyrics aren't right.
You know you're right. It's all
You have
three of them.
all three
right?
of them.
All three of them.
All three of them.
Did
And you know what, John?
hear-
Hold on. This is very important. I'm putting together a set list. I'm starting a band. It's my hope. I got 10 songs. That's a reasonable set to start out with. And so far, right now, I do have Know Your Rights by The Clash as the first one. Following it up,
Nice.
number 2 with Roadhouse Blues. And then we kind of take it down a little bit, maybe with a little ZZ Top. I'm a Fool for Your Stockings. But I'm putting the feelers out there. By the way, I'm putting the feelers. If there are any musicians out there in the Los Angeles area, I'm not joking. I am starting a band with the hopes of potentially having about, I would say, 6 separate tribute bands, all the same musicians. We got a Doors band, we got a hip band, we can definitely do Pink Floyd, Clash. Cake Week is next week, John. Do you like cake? Who's got a sweet tooth? Seriously.
They got toe.
Take an edible, smoke a bong, watch all. You don't need to watch, but you do have to get high and you have to put in headphones and listen to all 140 of my Donkey Oki videos. Kelly Clarkson stole it from me. I'm thinking about litigation. I like her. I know it's her people. Her people stole it. Say, hey, Kelly, here's a great idea. I've been doing it since the beginning of the pandemic. It doesn't matter. I got things going on. Gonna be hanging out with a pro golfer, John. This is my ticket. I'm telling you, this is my ticket into the Pro-Am. This is my ticket into the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I have one career goal left to play in that tournament. And then I call it a life. I want that, and I want a Buffalo Bills Super Bowl. And then I don't care. I do not care.
Gunga, Gunga, Lunga.
Gunga, galunga. Gunga, gunga, la gunga.
John, final thoughts as we head in to week 11.
It's, trade deadline is next week.
Yes.
It's like, I'm not there. I'm not in it whatsoever, but it's an exciting time. Like you mentioned, I mean, shoot, I can still win $50. I could win next week.
Every
I could do
week.
something.
Hold
Yeah,
on a second.
I
How
mean-
many weeks we got left? 11,
We got
12,
a
13,
bunch.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You could win $400, John.
Hell
You could win
yeah.
$400. I'm going to say it. If you win $400,
And-
you might win the league because we
and-
pay $50 every week. It's
and-
always competitive.
And the Bills could be 14-3.
We
Looking at 6-3 right now is not good, but could be 14-3. There's a long time left. It's an exciting time. We got the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving next week, the Bills on Thursday.
and that's a 9
against
a.m. game
Detroit.
for me on the correct coast. We wake
And,
up,
and if,
we pour a
if
coffee.
things continue like they are, we'll probably lose to Detroit by 30. But I think we're going to figure a way to get out of that.
I think it would be I think it would be in our best interest if we did not lose another game. I'm just going to go ahead and
Yes,
say it.
I
because
agree.
I look at the Dolphins schedule and better hope they lose a couple. I'm sure they
And
will.
knowing how good Minnesota is, there was a time at the end of the first half where I thought, here we are. We are definitively the best team in the NFL. And then the wheels fell off.
Didn't last long,
Nobody
did it?
circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, and nobody has the wheels fall off the fucking wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. I'm so hungry I could eat a wagon wheel.
I'm so hungry, I could eat a wagon wheel.
Well, don't stop eating our wagon wheels because then we tip over and we lose.
I'm just a Bill.
Yes, I'm only a Bill. And speaking of which, we still haven't played you, Bill. We are not losing another game in the AFC East. I'm talking to you directly, Buffalo Bills. All Buffalo Bills players who listen to this podcast or watch us on Spotify or YouTube, we're not losing another game in the East, okay? We believe in you.
Oh,
We love you, Josh Allen. Josh, I love you. I love you, Josh. Stop throwing interceptions. Pick yourself up. Dust yourself off. If I haven't quit, there's no excuse. For John Burrell, I'm Brian Dunkleman. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of OG Fantasy Football. Go Bills.
Bills.
Come on, go. Bill, go.
Let's go.